Can you hear me now? So I can't hear music.
Oh, yeah, Dave.
I can't hear
Dave
music.
has no sound. He cannot respond to anything, which is great. We will have fun with David. He's sending me texts. Like, you jerk, Nate. This isn't what I signed up for. You can't even hear the music, dude. So I'm jamming on my own.
That's where the problem's at.
This is really weird. So how do we get David to work here? Dave can't even hear the music. That's messed up. All right. 14 people watching. Way more people than normal. 23 people. David, speak. Right?
Hello.
He's
Yeah.
in a van down by the river. Yet his microphone is not working. I don't know why. Can you guys hear David? That would be a good question. If you can hear David and I can't,
There you go.
that would be my problem.
It's got to be on your side.
You can hear David? Oh, gosh.
Ah, told you, Nate.
Messed up. This is messed up.
Well, you got all that fang-dangle, fancy all little mic there.
Well, you guys can hear David. I cannot. So you're going to have to tell me what he says, which could be dangerous. This is messed up.
You're the one that likes round things close to your face.
You can hear David. Wait, you guys couldn't even hear the music intro?
It's on your end.
Oh my gosh. I was sitting here jamming and you couldn't even hear it. My headphones are plugged in. I can hear them.
It's a setting.
You're kind of hoping to fix this here.
It's on your end.
I don't know what to tell you. You can hear me. You can hear David. But I cannot hear David. I don't know what that says, Dave. Just read it to me. Type it out.
Look at your phone.
Get your volume up. Put all the volumes up.
Why are you even live right now?
Yeah. Yeah, this is messed up. Let me try one thing here. It's most likely my issue. So let me try something. Audio. Speaker.
Hello. How about now?
Are you there, David?
Hello. Can you hear me now? Oh, something happened. Oh, Nate. Answer your phone. Your phone.
You've reached the voicemail of Nate Bissell. Please leave a message or shoot me a text.
Cut to live. Cut the live, Nate. Look at these comments. Oh, man, what a train wreck. How is he even still live?
Maybe it'll work.
I can hear you now.
I got you. You know what I did?
It was on your side, whatever the hell it was.
Oh, I know.
We should just start.
I reset everything. I reset everything and it worked. Listen, no one's here for me. You're here. People will stay. That's it. You're screwed up.
Will they?
They will. Drinking my. Everybody asks me, "How's David? What's David doing?" I don't freaking know.
Oh,
He's
somebody
living
did
in
you
a
see the
van
comment?
down by the river.
Did you see the one comment? How was bankruptcy or something?
I saw that.
I was like, it went smooth.
I was like, do they know something? I don't know.
No, he's giving me crap, I'm sure. Give the people what they want, Nate.
Do you believe this? It's working.
You're getting too fancy.
It is. It is. In my kitchen after we hosted Christmas. Yeah. Yep.
And I can actually see the comments for the first time ever. That's pretty cool.
Good. You have to watch for those shady ones. They'll come in every now and then, probably from a CDL fan.
Oh, look at this. They can all hear me. You got Jim saying holla. Brian, here both.
Listen, 28 viewers.
Can hear you now. Oh,
it's working.
Dave, you getting this storm? Yeah, it's picking up pretty windy here. They're saying 50-mile-an-hour winds. It's just now kind of moving in. Just got on what you missed. You didn't miss nothing, Maple Bear Mike. Trust me, you didn't miss a thing.
Nope. There was technical difficulties. It's true.
Nobody is here now. Watching live from the corporate office of Riverbend Maple Co. in Indiana. Perfect. So, how you been, Nate?
Good, man.
Good Christmas?
Oh, man. Life's good. And today is 23 years of marriage.
23? She's put up with you that long.
What'd you say? She said 23 years of marriage and you're doing a live stream. I'm like, yep.
What was the last one? The last one was a business deal in the church or something, wasn't it?
What was the last one? Jojo. We have made maple candy. We have went to HGR.
Yeah.
What was the last one? Today we watched Stranger Things.
Nice. Well, wasn't it last Christmas you got up and left service to take a business call or something? The Christmas service? Wasn't that?
No, that's when I officially got banned from Maple Syrup Chat.
Oh, that's what it was.
Yeah, it was. I was not putting that phone down. It was about free speech.
So, catch me up to speed on your new evaporator line, Nate.
So, about 20 years ago, I was working with one of my customers who's a fabricator. I'm like, can you make me a sap tank? They're like, yes. And it was pretty cool. They did. They made me a low profile 1,000-gallon. Then they gave me the bill. I'm like, this is not really in line. And then they brought it down in line. I still get Christmas cards from those guys that say Galt Evaporator Company from 20 years ago. So it's kind of simple. Like, I've always wanted to do it, and now I have a good reason.
So, is that where the name came from then?
No, it came from
the name?
one of my old customers. It was called Galt Alloys. It was in Canton, Ohio. And nobody knew what the name meant. And I was like, what's the name mean? The owner was like, he went over to his bookshelf, he grabbed a book, and he handed it to me. It was Atlas Shrugged, which the protagonist is John Galt. He named his company after John Galt. I'm like, that's freaking cool. I'm going to do that. So I just straight copied that idea. I was like, it's cool.
Nice. Hello, everyone. Now that comedy hour's over.
Comedy 5 minutes, 10 minutes, 11. But Dave, you have a lot to catch people up on. You're like homeless. You're living in a van down by the river.
Yeah.
You sold your farm. You did all these things. So
Yep. Yeah. Everything is official. We officially sold the farm. The auction's over. We were very blessed with both scenarios. Our plan is working to a T, other than if we want to stay close to family, and like, you know, I got Dom who's doing syrup and stuff with me. If I want to stay where I'm at and be close to family and friends, it's going to take some time. And it's going to be tough to find 700, 800 taps. It just is a property that I want. If I was to go 2 hours north, pretty readily accessible. Property is a little cheaper. They seem to have a longer extended season compared to everything. It's just the family and friends thing, you know. You got to keep all that in perspective, and those are pretty important things. Yeah, I mean, basically, I started on a turkey fryer, as everybody knows, and then went all the way to whatever it is you want to call it. I was doing there with Dom and everything. We were about 3,000 taps, I think, boiling for total there right at the end. And there's a lot of things that I want to do again and will do again. And there's a lot of things that I will run from and to the hills and not. I mean, I spent a lot of money on stuff that really didn't need to happen, or I was like, oh, it's cheaper to just do it this way. And it wasn't cheaper, even on paper. It just, there's a lot of things there. And the worst part of all of it, being completely honest, it took the fun out of it. I was this close to losing it, Nate, for like my passion for syrup. I mean, really close. After that tornado went through, and it honestly was the best thing that's ever happened to me now, because it put a lot of things in perspective, and how I didn't even have a business plan that I thought I had. I thought I had the business plan. I thought I had it could all be. I mean, Mother Nature always wins in that aspect, but even then, 99%. I only had 1% of my taps on my own property. I had 50 acres of field. I mean, I have no business plan there. Properties got sold. People have passed away. New family members taken over. Lost properties. Nobody wants to lease around here, and they definitely don't want tubing up. This isn't Vermont. You know, you got perfectly flat, so you have to put in ladders, which create more maintenance time, cost. There's no power because the woodlots, you've seen it, are a half mile back in the center of the sections. This isn't Vermont. It's just not. It's where I'm at. If I'm going to stay here, I have to just have fun with it, and that's it. There's no business plan here. I talked to Sugarbush Supplies, who deal with everybody in the state and surrounding states, and asked them, and I feel they were very honest with me. They deal with everybody. They, sell equipment, all that. They said pretty much the only people cash flowing and making money are north of the bridge here in Michigan. They said there's one that probably is doing well, and he's another dealer too, I think, but even then, like, if you look at the cost of equipment to upgrade to, how long have you been in it? Everybody's woods is different. There's so many variables to all of this, to everybody's individual setup. There's no, you can set up somewhat of a business plan, but there's so many variables in there, and you have one bad year because of Mother Nature or whatever. It's tough. It's still farming. It's a gamble. Anytime you involve Mother Nature, any of that. And anyway, so with us looking for a property, we're only given so many sap seasons, right, in our life. You only get one a year.
50, if you're lucky.
Yeah. So that was kind of, sitting hard with me. I was like, man, let's just take a year off, maybe go visit some other producers or something. Everything kind of was going like that. Well, I got out in the woods, got my hunting in, had a really good season hunting. And when you're out there, you have a lot of time to think. And then you also have, for me, it really resets me. It just gives me time to think and go over stuff. And I was like, why don't I get back to the basics and just have fun, get a little backyard hobby kit or something, and just go back to where I started and just scratch that itch, and thought about it. And then actually had a pretty cool scenario happen with that liter half pint. You know that story. Won't really get
Tell
into
everybody.
that.
That's pretty cool.
You want me to?
Absolutely.
I was put in touch with this lady about 2 hours away. Her and her husband had done syrup for years. I mean, 20 plus years. And he unfortunately came down with cancer, passed away 2 years ago. And he held on all the way to syrup season to boil one last time. And it was in the back of a property in a sugar shack, and nobody could really get it out and everything. And she had called Sugarbush Supply, and they didn't want to come get it. They didn't have any means of doing it. And anyway, they gave me her contact info. I reached out to her, and we made a deal, and I went and picked that up for me and my family. So it's a nice little unit. And what I'm wanting to do is I'm wanting to help people not have to spend the money and go through all the hard lessons I had to learn through this growth process. So I am actually going to do a whole video on a turkey fryer with a 20-pound propane tank.
How much syrup will you make with one 20-pound tank?
Oh, dude, I doubt it won't even be a pound, I bet. But anyway, I'm just going to show.
I've never done it, so I do wonder.
Dude, I'm just going to show them the efficiency, or I should say lack thereof, with that setup, the cost, how long that propane tank lasts, and then we can, see how much syrup, if any. I doubt there will be any, to be honest. And then I'll go from that to the liter half pint. And I'll show the evaporation
Which
rate.
is probably the most
wood
famous known like
evaporator.
hobby evaporator ever, right?
I would agree with that.
And
That
then
or Smoky Lakes.
They added like the ability to add on a blower
Yes.
or other things like that. The half pint is just legendary, right?
It is. I would agree with that. And then, so all that's been happening. Me and you've been talking behind the scenes, and I told you what I was wanting to do and how I was wanting to help people and just get back to having fun and like show people why not to use a metal drill bit and go spend the $15 on a tapping bit, so you don't, go in and then you basically those metal bits you can actually like sear because there's if you drill too fast, they'll actually kind of like cauterize or seal that tap hole, so kind of show people, well, spend $15 here, but you don't have to spend it here on this or that or vice versa. Just kind of go through all the tough lessons or whatever, on that. And then that's where you come in. I don't know if you want to take over this next part of what else I'm going to be comparing it to.
Yeah, a Gulp 2x4, just a flat pan, basic, comes bricked up, looks like a regular evaporator. Nothing fancy. Just,
is it divided at all, or is it just one?
Yeah, the pans are divided,
so it's continuous flow.
And then it's got a the warmer pan, just like it's like a normal, like I'd call it a hobbyist unit. You're tired of your syrup tasting like a Marlboro cigarette, so you're like, you know what, I don't want to do this open fire thing and give people samples, and everybody goes, so good, but it really tastes like an ashtray.
Yeah,
this is gonna.
The half pint is 2x3,
right?
So
it's
that'll be
2x32.
Yep. So this will be
quite 33.
So we'll be able to see.
It's not a fair comparison from a size standpoint.
No, but what I'm saying is you'll be able to see how much gain you get with that extra square footage and how much difference it makes. Because I cut one huge big oak tree down, the same time split it. I'm going to be using the same wood. It's going to be as close as you can get. It's what that
white
what
oak.
Was that? Yeah, white oak. It's white oak.
Because you were using that for smoking meat.
Yeah. Yep. So I'll be able to use that, and I'll set a timer, and I'll have Dom fill one and me fill one at the same time. And we'll just do that kind of side by side.
Plus, Carl
break everything down.
Gave me an RB15, which I haven't got to use, and I'm like, this is a perfect opportunity.
Okay. Sweet. Yeah.
RB15, like I don't think anybody should use more firewood than they have to. So like add that in there. Yeah.
So I'm going to do. I still have 2 locations of my leased woods that I kept. Obviously, one is actually about 8 minutes from where I'm staying here at my parents' that I've had. It's the longest spot I've had tapped. It's the first place I tapped. I've always kept it, and that's already tubed, tank set, everything's there, from years prior. I mean, it's as turnkey. I just got to go put spouts on, drill holes, set my guzzler on it, and I'm off to the races. So I'll have 220 taps I'll be doing on those 3 setups, side by side comparison for people. And then I'll probably still do I got some galvanized pails with this. I'll do a galvanized pail tap. I mean, I'm just going to break everything down of stuff that I wish would have been there when I went to do it for the first time and see the value. Because, I mean, you think, oh, it's going to be cheaper if I just do it this way, or I already have this turkey fryer that I use, for Thanksgiving. I'm just going to use that. Well, you don't realize it's surface area, and you got the depth, and you keep adding, and it darkens, and it there's all these things that I'm just going to break down for everybody. And he's like, man, I can't justify spending $1,500. Okay, well, maybe I should even do a cement block foundation with some sand filled in it and a Beaver pan off of Amazon for $100. Maybe I should do that to be fair, and then at the same time, you can sit there and be like, okay, this is a hobby that we really do like. Then you can justify going to the Gulp type thing, because yours fully bricked is cheaper than the liter not bricked. Like you're gonna have to assemble the liter half pint. You're gonna have to brick the half pint. Yours comes turnkey, ready to go. Wasn't it? We figured out about $200 cheaper, and it's got more square footage as well. Correct.
Correct. But
I mean,
there's a lot of overhead that a lot of companies have to pay for that we don't.
Yeah.
So I'm sure at some point as we add admin, R&D, other things, like
of course.
the gap will get closer and closer.
Yeah. But here's something to think about too, in some of the videos I'm going to say, that back then, $1,200 liter half pint evaporator, that same evaporator today, just 8 years ago, is now $3,000.
True.
I mean, so you're going to
don't really go down on value.
No, and the backyard stuff really holds its value because everybody likes it. And what I'm going to try to do,
like serious hobbyist to like, that's like no one's going to want your bricks, dude. Like, you know what I mean? Like that's a lot. Like you can just order bricks. Like, no one's going to want those. But if you have a ready-made evaporator, like bricked up, ready to go,
turnkey, for sure, 100%, and your price point. You got more square footage and price point. It's a little more, justifiable. I mean, somebody can maybe add a little more taps, sell some to pay for the hobby. It's kind of you can at a scale kind of like have this hobby pay for itself, but that line starts to spread at a certain point too, which we can talk about. But it's all situational.
What do you want to do? Like some people love to tinker.
Yeah.
And that's okay. Like that, maybe that's your hobby, really. Like Maple just gives you the ability to tinker.
Yes. So what I have going against me here, Nate, is the weather trends of what the seasons have been. The sugar content, we're 1.5, 1.2, 1%, and we're flat. You go to Vermont, you take that same 500 taps, they're getting 2.5%. They got natural fall. They don't need all this pump systems. I mean, it's just not even apple to apple. And Jeff came over here, and Linda, they spent a week with me and walked around. He's like, he even said himself, he's like, there's no way you can make maple here. And it was a tough pill to swallow.
Right.
It was, but he actually got to see it, and it's a whole nother game. So, I mean, I'm going to do and speak for Central Michigan area. It's still going to cover the bases for most of the hobby guys, but like you can't take what I'm going to do and the gallons of syrup made if you're over by Tim in Wisconsin, who's getting 3% sugar content. There's so back to the variables. What works for me might not work for him, vice versa. Just the biggest thing that I came to realization, if this is something I want to keep doing, which it is I was going to have to go buy the land. That was number one, and that's where we're at. And it's going to take some time if we want to stay close to Dom and family and that. It just for the area we're at and everything. And realistically, I'm probably going to be max 1,000 taps. Realistically, I mean, that's going to be really stretching for it, I think. I think
something will pop up, though. I really believe it. Like,
everything's been logged around here.
My parents' property, you would never, like most people that walk it, they wouldn't even think they're in Ohio because there's ravines that run through it, which give it fall. But we tubed it 20 years ago when nobody knew what they knew today. So we tore it all out. We're going to start over. But I'm going to start with buckets and just, boiling down the sweet water from production and just go with that because I can make content. And,
and that's where you're going to come into play because you're going to do that next level. I'm doing like the beginning with the turkey fryer to the 2x4, and you're coming in with the 2x8 for the next.
Yeah, anybody who's considering a 2x6, like if they're in it, they're in it. It's like if you love it, like why go through the pain of taking these baby steps? That's the one thing I wish I wouldn't have done. I wish I would have known what things to go after wholeheartedly. And like where to save. A lot of people are like, I don't want to go into debt. Like that's fine.
Yep.
But you are just in a different way.
Yeah.
So you're going to be boiling for 24 hours with a flat pan. Like
your ROI
Yeah.
Your ROI is completely just where you're losing it there. Yeah.
But good comments. Hobby or addiction? Both. Yes.
Oh, you need to catch up on some of these here too. Oh, so back to that though too. The evaporator I have is that 3x12 liter fuel oil. If I'm lucky to find 800,000 taps, I might be over evaporator with no RO. So this is where I think a reverse osmosis machine is single-handedly probably the most powerful tool within the maple process, because you can have, say you wanted to just, somebody gets sick for the season. Okay, let's just do 200 taps this year, and this is what our evaporator is rated for. We won't run the RO or whatever. You can size up or down just with your RO. You can add, and that's where I kind of messed up. I went to the big evaporator, and now I can't size down really. Like I could get, a 2x8, 2x6, and get a big RO and be set, and then you can upsize, downsize, you can move, whatever. It gives you versatility. Say you get a bad run, you didn't get as much sap. Well, just run it right through the evaporator straight. Don't run it through the RO. There's a lot to be said for that. Sizing your evaporator. I think you can save a lot more
I think
money.
I'm focusing on the people that want to earn money from their land.
Yeah.
So usually the first thing that comes up is, I'm a hobbyist, which means I don't need to be held accountable for my decisions. That's what that means. I'm a hobbyist. All right. But if anybody wants to actually earn money off their land, grow it, sell bulk syrup, and not be huge, but avoid the pitfalls of smaller producers. It's usually not having enough money to do the thing you should, and that's a terrible decision.
Yeah.
I can only do what I can afford. That's a terrible decision.
What is that saying? I always mess it up so royally bad. It's like, don't spend good money badly, or don't spend bad money
Throw good money after bad.
Yeah. It just that, and I did that more times than I should have. It made sense on paper and it made sense in the moment, but there's a certain point in time once you take that jump, you kind of have to keep going, and it's a trap. And that's where I was on the riverboat without a paddle.
Well,
just
you were buying
the ride because I had to, I couldn't jump
rush. You were buying the shovels and picks.
Yeah.
And not actually getting the gold.
Yeah, it was rough. And then the tornado came through, and I mean, if you look at that tubing, that was only 2 years old. Some of the other things, I mean, I was pushing $20,000, like, just see ya, bye-bye. That was a tough pill to swallow, but it brought everything to light into a head that should have sooner.
Fair. 46 people watching. My guess is 40 of them are maple people.
Let me see here.
The other 6 people saw your picture on Facebook and they're jumping in.
For kids farms, the RO I don't know yet. Sounds like Nate has one of Carl's there. He might let me use.
Yep.
That'd probably be a good one to compare, and maybe I'll reach out to him because, like I said, I'm going to have 220 taps. Maybe I'll show the next size up from him, or what he would recommend for that size with Nate's 2x4, and then just show everything that can be done. And what I really want to find out is how high can I go with the percent of concentrate and get a continuous flow in that half pint and your gulp without having syrup being made in the whole pan. Like, we might be surprised. I mean, I might be able to make X amount of gallon, 3 gallons an hour on a 2x4, Nate, like, there could be some really cool things.
Hey, just remove water. That saves you time.
It does, but you also can't make syrup in the whole pan too. Like, it's going to be really interesting. It's going to be a lot of fun. There's going to be a lot of scientific stuff done unscientifically.
People love it, though.
Well, yeah. like I said, I can't
They can
reiterate.
relate to it. So Dave
Yes.
is basically me unmedicated. That's what you have.
Gee, thanks, Nate.
Yeah, you're welcome.
Need some hickory
60
wood.
gallon. A diaphragm RO. I didn't even know he made one. No idea. I know
Yeah,
everybody missed you, Dave.
well, thanks, guys. I had to take a little bit, and hunting season, I disappear anyway. You can ask family, friends that have been with me my whole life. When October
It's
1st
called
hits, David disappeared.
Michigan Whitetail Assassin, but it really should be called Ohio, Illinois Whitetail Assassin. That's really what it is.
You forgot Indiana.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I managed
Well,
to
they're
get
right in
five.
the middle, so I just,
Yeah. Yep, five
calls
five
himself
and 25.
Michigan Whitetail Assassin, but how many whitetails did you get outside of Michigan this year?
So I got 3. I got 5 bucks and 25. I got 2 bucks in Michigan, 1 Illinois, 1 Indiana, 1 Ohio. All public land out of state.
So when you got those Michigan whitetails, did you just, take the bun out there with you, and then when you shot it, you just put it between the bun and just ate it right out there in the field?
No, Nate.
No.
Want to sell the 3x12?
I heard the Illinois buck are just monster though.
He went over. He went 160. He's 160, 161.
The Illinois one?
Public, yeah.
No kidding.
I'll pull up a picture, try to get it here. I don't know.
Well, what was the biggest one you got this year?
The Illinois. Michigan was a close second, though. He was high 140s, low 150. He probably went 145, 146, which for Michigan is a very, very good deer. I seen the comment, want to sell the 3x12? Not yet. I'm having a hard time going to part with that one, but it might have to happen. Until I get a property bought, and I know that's pretty much when it's going to. I'm trying to find 20 plus acres with a good amount of maples. Ideally with like a 40 or 50 acres like what I had, but I had all field. You were there. It was all field. Not very conducive to making maple syrup.
So you aren't talking weight, are you, on the deer? You're talking points?
Yeah, I'm talking score inches.
Yeah. So just clarifying for somebody.
Yep.
Bub was asking.
All right, so here's my Illinois public land.
It's a moose.
That's the 160.
I
hunted Illinois.
Down by the
I showed up, never been there before, only aerial scouted on Onyx. Got out, walked around, scouted my way into this spot. It was rut time, so I was kind of using a funnel. Hung my tree stand, set up, got there, like an hour and a half sitting in the tree, come right down. I was in Illinois for a total of like 4.5 hours and shot it. I mean, it's completely game changer down in that state.
What was the weight? What's the weight on something like that?
I don't know. That deer was probably.
How'd you get it out?
So I met a couple. It's on my YouTube. I actually met a couple guys from, was it Missouri? And I can't remember right now. I don't know. Mississippi, and they were hunting the same public. Told them I got one. Like, we got a deer cart and we got beer. I don't drink, but they wanted to help out, so they followed me back there, wanted to see, and they're like, "Holy crap! Look at this deer! You show up and do. We've been here for a week." But they helped me pull the thing out. It was total godsend. The whole thing was a god thing. Honestly, you can't make that stuff up. It just does not happen like that. That was a tank filler, so to speak, for sure. That put a lot of wind in the sail.
Yeah, you seem like you got your mojo back.
I'm back.
Well,
Nate, I mean, I put a lot. I mean, that was 17 years in the making. What you came and videoed, people can go back and watch everything from the maple syrup weekend and the video you did on me there. That's 17 years of work in my life. I mean, am I making the right decision to walk away? I mean, and then that was our farm. Me and my wife bought that farm in our 20s and built that thing up. We just put the new house on. We did all this, but all of our equity, everything we had was in the equipment and the property. And to access that equity to move on, like, it made so much more sense. And what we've been able to do with the proceeds and to better, I mean, a little short-term sacrifice for long-term prosperity for us. We've made some, what I feel, pretty decent decisions moving forward, and we're just sitting here waiting for the property that we need to show up. Is it a month? Is it 2 years? Gosh, I hope not, but I just don't know. There's a really nice property, beautiful house, 80 acres, everything that we want. An hour and 40 minutes north, right up by Ken, actually. Sweet Extractions. I mean, it's
Sure.
10 minutes from his house. I even told him,
What's the town?
Just north of Clare.
Gaylord seems to be a really good area.
It's Harrison. I think the closest is technically Harrison, where this house is. It's between Harrison and Clare. It's right smack dab in the middle.
Yeah, that what do you call it? The upper lower or whatever you guys call it.
Yeah.
Right up before the bridge. There's a lot of maple up there.
Yeah, and it looks to be, I did an overhead view of the LiDAR and everything, and there's hardly any maple or any pine. So it looks, it's either maple or oak or both, but there's not a lot of pine. And for that area, that's a good thing. But it's beautiful, 80-acre section, priced right. It's just, it's essentially 2 hours north. And I just don't know if it's, I mean, my wife would be quitting her job. She'd be staying at home, homeschooling Abigail. I mean, there's a lot of life changes that come with moving 2 hours, It doesn't sound like that much, but it really is.
It is. I understand that. So here we go. We got no pressure. I know the situation you're in. But if you decide, let Nate know he has my contact information, but I would like to see his brand in a 3x10 or 3x12. And I actually think there's a good chance we'll be doing a 6x16 out there. Just the demand has been silly. Like in my first year, I didn't think I'd be able to sell this many evaporators. But if I could have had, all the sizes sitting there, they would have sold. It's a good thing, though.
Yeah. I like the made in USA part.
Yeah.
I really do.
Swag. Like, I've been starting to, the hats are made in USA. We went with Origin hoodies because they're made in Farmington, Maine. Like, we're just going straight up,
made in US.
USA, yeah.
I like that. I really do. Yeah, for sure. And that's where Leader has always been my thing, made in US. That's just kind of, and we all have to admit, Nate, the nostalgia of Leader is untouchable. And in my opinion, it's
yeah.
There's something.
My dad bought a 2x4 English tin flat pan from one of the original stockholders. So yeah.
I see this guy asked if I was in a saddle. No. In archery, I will use a saddle sometimes in gun season because you got the bridge here and it makes for a good rest, ambidextrous. But for archery, not a chance. The bridge will trip you up every time. I use a Lone Wolf Custom Gear 0.75 tree stand. Oh, I mean, the lot of guys like the saddle, and that's fine. But every time the deer comes in, you got a lot of movement to get over that bridge, and then you're fighting your saddle, or you got to spin all the way around, and you got the tether coming like this on you. I prefer stand for archery, and I'm primarily archery.
So I promised I'd ask you the 3 outfield positions in baseball. What are they called, David?
Heck if I know, Nate.
Come on.
No idea.
You do.
No, I don't. Ask me again.
The 3 outfield positions in baseball.
Outfield?
Yeah, there's only 3. So
no, the outfield is the position, right? It's a trick question.
No, it's not. There is names for each individual outfield.
That I have no freaking clue. Dude.
Come on, dude.
I thought you were trying to trick me.
No. I'm just.
Holy Bible, no idea.
Come on.
No idea.
Dude, are you messing with me?
No, I just said the Holy Bible. Where's one at?
Yeah.
I have no idea. I
So
know the pitcher.
Left
Pitcher's
field,
on
center field, right field. You knew that.
Nate, I did not know.
Well,
Okay.
I told you for
I know the pitcher and the batter and the catcher.
Yep.
There you go.
Yep.
I got that.
So I had to do that for your administrator asking for pictures post. I had to.
Dude, that's really
funny.
taken off.
It is. It's funny.
Did you see the bikini one?
Was that real?
N-
I didn't
No.
know somebody got it off your Facebook or something.
No, the bulge wasn't big enough to be real.
I was thinking that it was.
We're gonna get kicked off here.
Mm-mm.
I have RO bucket filter system. Might be something you could look into. Filter press. So I did keep my 10-inch filter press in my draw-off tank. Not sure I'm going to need a 10-inch filter press, but I got the plate to block it, so I'll probably just use one.
One
I
plate.
kept the stuff that's hard to get and expensive stuff that I
Right.
bought used or didn't want to move or I was wanting to upgrade anywhere. That stuff's all gone. So I kept my evaporator, my drums, my draw off, filter press, and my warming tank. I did not keep my water jacketed bottler. I want to go a different route on that.
You want to win.
It was a 40-gallon, just too big, unpractical. You only, for the size I am and what I do, 20 gallons.
So we have to ask Dave questions. He's going to be.
Yeah, I want
back to the beginning, back to the start.
And that's actually in my notes here. What do you guys want to see? What do you think there is a lack thereof that you wish was out there prior to you doing this? Or maybe you are new and have some questions. Just put them in here and I'll go back because I can look at this after and then I'll write them down and I'll specifically target that stuff if you guys want.
Good questions for you here, Dave.
Yeah, shoot them off, Nate.
Did you keep the 2-post RO you bought this spring?
No, that was going to be that's a 1,200 gallon per hour unit. I mean, that thing was a Cadillac. I did not keep that. There's no reason to. I did not want to have to move that thing. Any of that. That is gone. That went to Indiana.
It says you'll have to try a Zero filter. We used one for a couple years and they worked great.
Okay.
I think that's very similar to what Carl made, like where you mix the syrup and the DE and pull it through the bottom, I think.
I'll look into that, definitely. Thank you. Oh, this is here's your contact. Yeah, the bucks definitely are bigger down here compared to northern Michigan. I'll give you that. That's another thing hard to leave. Not gonna lie.
This is a great comment. There needs to be more tubing setup videos, which I'm trying, but I'm new to this YouTube thing. The proper tapping and leak checking, making sap is important. Yeah.
Yep.
And
there is a lot of those videos out there, but it's funny because the person videoing already knows the answer, so they kind of skip some certain steps. And I'm going to try my hardest to not do that. I'm going to, if it comes in here, I'm going to try to just talk out loud as I'm doing it and the reasonings and that to try to be a little more accurate. Because I noticed that in some of the videos you go back and watch on, they start at A and then they skip to W and then to Z, X, Y, Z.
Mm-hmm.
And they're like, oh, whoa, wait, what about
how'd you get there?
B, C, D? Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
I want to try to focus on that.
Yeah, it's the most profitable thing that Maple Equipment Company sells, the tubing. And, the first one that figures out, like, hey, if we get a content creator to show how to install it, we might sell more.
Yeah.
But we've kind of learned, like, you got to do kind of the opposite of what everybody else is doing because what they're doing isn't working.
Yeah, I just want to help people, Nate. I've been blessed and I've learned a lot and I've made a lot of mistakes and I've learned a lot. And if I can help somebody out, that's
well,
all I
there's
can
more and more. Well, and it's like, well, why do you want to do that, David? David, why do you want to help people? David, what is your
I
angle?
it's just going to cost me more time and money. I'm not getting paid for it. So you tell me.
It's
Other
the
than
simple. Why can't
help
somebody
people.
do something nice for somebody?
Exactly. We need to bring that back.
I don't
So I'm just
understand.
gonna leave that example.
Why can't somebody just do something nice for somebody? Why is it that there's an expectation? Because that's usually what somebody who's thinking it, that's what they would do.
Not necessarily, Nate. The thing is what good news comes from these pieces of shit? What do you ever see anything positive or any like it's in our face negativity and all day right versus left.
Only things for my wife and kids.
Man.
Occasionally my brother.
Yeah.
Like I like hearing from people.
Yep.
That's really it.
So Kurt Lightcap 306, him he bought my 2x6 from me years ago. And he says that they made the decision. Yeah, says they're not boiling this year.
How far are you away? You could bring it down.
He's probably 2 hours, I think, if I remember correctly.
Yeah, this is an interesting comment.
Too much
the problem
going
is you ask 10 people tubing advice.
You get
15 different opinions. And the idea that they're all wrong, like if one's right, the other one's wrong, is where it's flawed. Yeah. You got to do it this way. There's like infinite.
Then you got the scientific end of it. They're telling you to do it one way. And then you got the guys actually producing X amount of pounds per tap doing it, saying, no, guys, this is how you do. I'm going to follow them.
Yeah. I'm making a gallon per tap. I'm going to listen.
They're going to listen. So
most of the time, what I get out in public is farmers going, they want to like argue with me. And I'm like, I don't freaking know. Like, here's his number. You call him. Like, why are you arguing with me? I just reported the information. And they're like, well, he's got to have this, this, and this. I'm like, I don't know.
Well, guess what? In their sugar bush, it might actually be the right answer. You go to the one an hour away, it's not going to work.
Maybe their woods are worse.
Yeah.
Which would like blow their minds. Like, how are you it must be your trees, must be your soil.
No, it's
all right.
There's so many variables, guys. Like
your woods would do better.
Yeah. So him and Matt actually bought that evaporator together, I think. You'll have to remind me, Kirk, if you're still listening. I wonder why how is Matt doing health-wise, Kurt?
Dan needs to do a tubing school. He's been doing that. He did it at over here in the Northwest PA, the LEME. He does that. He's done it 2 years in a row. There isn't even standing room in his, like, what do you call them, classes or like talks.
No, I'm just catching on. I just seen the tubing setup one. Maple Dude has good tubing videos. Yeah, some of it's Tim's earlier stuff when he was really doing it. Look up some of his older stuff. It's still relevant to this day. I recommend that. Tim did a good job on those.
When I do mine, I hope to have, Dan in my woods telling me what to do.
I'd be curious to see
I know him, right? It's fortunate I know him, so I could be like, hey, when you come out, can you give me like a couple days? And he would be like, do this, this, this. Don't do this. It'll suck.
It'd be crazy to see how different it actually was. Like to go back to your old videos and then to the new, how it's set up and what your production would be, because it's the same woods. Then that would be
yeah. I got to the point where I'm like, okay, I can't get to my leaks very well, so I'll just buy a bigger vacuum pump. which was false logic because all it did is make ice balls faster. So every leak you have become an ice ball. So it actually made worse. Like when I had the best vacuum with the worst tubing, like it didn't fix the problem. It made the problem way worse. I just made ice balls faster. So, and I thought like, I'll make up for it. Let's just put a 5 horsepower on there instead of a 3, where horsepower is going to solve everything. And you know what? A bigger vacuum pump does not solve leaks.
No.
Makes them worse.
Freezer, yeah. Riverbend in-depth vacuum system builds. Go check out Scott. He's recently just starting one of those.
Yeah.
Yes. Go check him out. He's got a new little vacuum. You got something. What? Bring that up, Nate. I haven't watched it yet, but it said something about. Go into detail on that.
Yeah. So we kind of parted from the vacuum side, and then a company approached us and said, "Hey, we want to get into maple. We saw a lot of your videos with Atlas Copco. Could we come alongside?" I'm like, well, I don't really, I've kind of parted ways with Atlas Copco. And they're like, really? Like, can we work with you? I'm like, not something I'm looking to do. And then they made a really good offer, and I'm just helping them get into the industry. We've got almost 10 years with Atlas Copco, and it just got really hard to get parts, and service wasn't there. And it's none of the guys' faults that I worked with. I feel bad for them, but they just, they outkick their coverage.
So are you going to just be doing some demo videos? Are you going to be selling that? Like, are you going to pair them with your evaporators?
Yeah, so I think initially I want to test, right? So the type of deal I would work with somebody is like, here's our cost. If it works well, would you buy it after season? Because it's not free to test things.
Yep.
And we have a relatively good idea that these will perform as well as an Atlas Copco, oil vein. And I'm trying to weed through the people that are like, oh, free stuff. You want the people that are like, oh, free stuff, but I'm going to put a little work into it, and people who just want free stuff.
A good way to work around that, Nate, have them pay up front. Then after they do the content and they do all that, reimburse them
part of it.
Yeah.
A lot of people, like, part of what's interesting to me, I just think being able to help people, I'm looking for the right people in the industry that just need a little hand.
Yeah.
It's like, this guy just needs help,
Yeah.
His sugar house burned down. I'm just looking for people to help that it'll make a difference.
Yeah.
That's all.
100%. There's still good people out there, guys. There's still good people out there.
Yeah, this is a good question. Todd's asking. Because we saw it in Jeff's pump house, Jeff Corey's, where he used a transformer. He stepped up the voltage so he could transfer it on number 12 wire all the way back to his pump house, and then took the transformer, stepped it back down. Like, it's easier to transfer voltage over amps. I can't remember, but they just did high voltage and then brought it back down.
Yeah.
It's all science, and I remember when people were putting sugar houses in 20 years ago, my dad was like, they don't need all that copper. Like, if you go to 3-phase, you don't, and everybody's putting in freaking, copper lines because everything was, single phase, and, every motor started with a big bam, lights would dim.
Well, that's a good one. We need to get the secrecy out of maple industry, and everyone will win. I would agree with that.
Oh, this is.
I think we're doing pretty good with that, Nate. I think that's something you've stood up for, calling for transparency within, manufacturers and stuff. I think that's becoming a thing. I've noticed that in the archery industry. So a lot of the archery manufacturers would really make their bows sound like they're shooting faster than what they really are with a hunting setup. They would go off a IBO speed, and you see this, oh man, I'm going to be 340 feet per second with this bow. By the time you get set up, you're 280. So it's that type of stuff, just kind of, it's the truth, but it's not in the real world.
Yeah.
That type of stuff.
Yeah, this is a good question. Nate, you always say no secrets, so no one will give up their secret how to dry sugar. Well, there's a lot of people doing it different ways, and the truth is in industry, all the maple sugars that people um, present at these maple shows and stuff would fail any sort of industrial standard because you can't have moisture. So the best way to get rid of moisture is to cook it to a really high temp. That's the secret. So most people don't want to do that because if you're 1, 2, 3% moisture, it'll have really good creep. It'll look great. It'll fail most industrial standards. So it's funny that what the industry accepts and then what the maple industry accepts are two different things.
Yeah.
So the farmer's going over there and saying, well, I have sugar, this and that and this. There's a reason. It's called water activity. So if you want to make a shelf stable product, and if you have super dry, it's what I call it, super dry sugar, you can actually reduce the amount of water activity in a shelf stable product. They're actually using it as almost a tool or an instrument, like another mechanism. Like this product, we absolutely can't get the moisture out, but this one you can. You put them together in a granola bar, you got a year shelf stability as opposed to 6 months. There's more food science to it, whereas most farmers would say that I'm going to flunk that one. It's like, yeah, like that's our standard, but the industry who wants maple sugar, this is why, there's a gap.
Yeah. Yeah, and if you don't get it dry enough, I found it wants to clump back up and harden, and like I always went to the drier side of things when I was doing my sugar. But that's another thing. It's easier just to buy the box from you and repackage it for the time and the syrup cost. Like 100%. If I was to ever do sugar and sell it again, Colin Bissell Maple Farm,
and nobody cares but you.
Nobody cares.
Nobody cares. I'm
they don't
talking
know
about
the difference.
At the New York State Association meeting, the only ones that care are farmers, and they don't buy it, so their opinion really doesn't matter.
I get the self pride and everything with it, but it also, this is part of that journey. If you would have told me this 2 years ago, I'd been like, Nate, I'm going to die on this hill. I'm making my own goddamn sugar. Now it's like, whew, I've been down that ride. I totally see it.
It's actually, I think, it's bondage for the small producer to buy a candy machine, cream machine, all these things to make all these products. And the truth is,
I did it.
You can partner up with somebody that it will cost you less than if you did it yourself.
100%. And shocker, everybody sit down for this in the back. It's usually a better product.
Yeah, because you do it every day.
They do it every day.
And I'm going to practice. I'll tell you exactly what I tell. First of all, no one's ever asked me. Like, did you make this? No one's ever asked me that. And if they did, I'd be like, freaking no. You kidding me? I'm going to buy that maple candy from Damien Hill. They make it like 3 times a week. They're one of the best in the world. Why the frick would I make it? I just trade them for some other products. Like, do you think a customer would be like, well, then no. Like, they won't. You told them that you buy it from the best. And
if you're worried about it, sell them some of your syrup. So some of your syrup could be in that batch. Yeah. I mean, I don't know.
Well, there's so many like maple syrup deals going on in the back of a gas station where 2 dudes back there pickup trucks looking around. Anybody see you? No. You got the cash? Yeah. And they just exchange drums on the tailgate and
it's been happening here with the ice storm.
Yeah, no one gives a crap.
Here with the ice storm, everybody's.
Oh my gosh. Yeah, and I will talk about how it's a strength. So think about a purchasing agent of a multi-chain location, and they're going to work every day just trying not to get fired. That's really their only goal in life. I don't want to get fired, which means I don't want to mess up. So when a farmer comes in and goes, I make all my own syrup from my own trees. I name them. Each tree has a name, and it's only my syrup, only the best. You know what that purchasing agent is thinking? Like, so if this dude has a down season, I'm screwed. Yeah.
That's really true.
And people are like, well, why do you? Well, I buy from Maine and I buy from Minnesota. And
Yeah.
because if there's a bad season up here, it doesn't mean there's a bad, like,
That's
it's actually diversification in which, as you get up into the purchasing arena with big companies of people who have really high paying jobs that don't want to get fired, they're like, that's a good idea.
what happens if you were in bed with everybody up North Michigan this last year?
Right.
You know
it would have been disaster.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep. I know.
Yeah.
This is how I look at it. If that other producer if that producer is making a good quality product and I like it as a producer, what is wrong helping him succeed and buying and then keeping your customer satisfied? It's a whole ecosystem. It's perfect.
Well, it's interesting as what some people see as a weakness is actually a strength for the people. Like, oh, this guy, he knows a lot of farmers. Like, if we're buying from 250 farmers, there's actually less risk than if in this microcosm, the small plot of land in which we've named all our trees has a bad season, you're screwed, buddy.
But you better believe that this next year I'm going to have wood-fired micro batch pint syrup for sale for $15 a pint.
Yep. That's a little low. That's a little low. Especially if it's smoky flavor. Maybe if it was made on my evaporator, David, it'll be worth more.
That's funny.
We've had a good crew, about double normal.
The first pint off of the Galt evaporators.
Ever. Ever.
We'll put it on eBay.
Yep. Yeah, there's a lot of good comments.
Yeah.
I make confections and need an ag and markets license to buy syrup to make candy and cream sugar. But if I produce my own, no license needed. Yeah, there's always going to be people that tell you what you can't do.
What state that is.
I've come to the conclusion.
Well, some states do have some. Well, like I was talking to Tim earlier, their $5,000 cap. Michigan, I'm pretty sure, just moved it to $50,000. We don't need any licensing, anything if our syrup sales are under $50,000 a year now. Holy crap! Like,
well, look at these people in Washington that are like trying to make syrup in their states, like they don't even know. Like,
yeah,
no, it's the same thing. Every politician doesn't want to get fired, so they're all like, well, we're gonna have to go through the studies and make sure it's safe. And you just like want to point and go, they've been doing it since before this country was a country. Like, what do you need? But no, they have to go through their studies.
Yeah.
Because what if all those colonists were wrong?
It's so wild.
It
wild, dude. Hey, speaking of that, who wants to see stuff done on walnut syrup? Anybody want me to dive into a whole walnut segment?
Interested. It is so interesting. I know it's a pain to filter.
Well, that's what I'm saying. And Carl has, we've talked in the past on that. I'll have to give him a call. But you want me to do a walnut thing, Nate? That'd be fun.
I think it'd be cool. I don't know if the season's like the same time, slightly later. It
has to be the same time because it's a freeze thaw process is going to make it run.
Yeah, but even birch runs later. Like, there's like, I want to say that black walnut maybe overlaps a little bit, but it's a later run.
It's got to be the process. The freeze thaw is what brings us in.
There you go. Yeah, so like the best I've ever had is a fella in Wisconsin that I bought my sawmill trailer from. He makes black walnut syrup, and it's I don't like any other syrups from trees.
Yep.
But for some reason, like, this is like, it's the closest to maple, but it's slightly different. Same texture. It tastes like a violet. Like, it tastes very floral.
Even give him my number. If he's willing to talk to me, give him my information.
He's a good dude.
Yeah, I'd like to talk to him.
So somebody said I found it to be about the same time as during the run.
Yeah.
Everybody's always afraid of like damaging the timber from tapping. And I asked him about that. He's like, well, we just tapped the crooked ones.
Yeah, mine are all fence row trees and stuff like that. Hey, Kurt just commented, how's Matt doing health wise since you're still on here?
He mentioned it earlier. So
Did he?
yeah.
Is he doing good? Walnut would be cool. Want to do some sycamore. I don't have any sycamore around here. Found about the same time. Good birch syrup. Does that sentence even exist? Good birch syrup. Is that English?
I think a lot of it's the actual producers themselves. Like,
I can't do any box elder. We got a guy that's a professional at that already down there in Indiana.
box elder is a type of maple.
I know, dude. Nate, I told him he needs to. He's 99% box elder. There was like 2 maple trees in his whole woods. I walked it with him. Like, dude, you need to change this label, everything around, and market this to no end. This is a 100%
Box elder syrup,
good.
right? And everybody will be like, "Wow, this is good."
Well, it's Jim from Riverbend. He was he gave us syrup.
Yeah.
We all tried it. It's good. Yeah, it's great. I did a video on it.
Box elder syrup. It sounds very, what do you call it? Specialized and
yeah. It's
exotic.
marketing. It's marketing genius, is what it is.
Yeah.
I found about saying, "Yep, let's go nuts. Let's do it. Let's have fun. Give call this week. We'll do. I think I might have to message you on Facebook. New phone. I don't know if I still have your number, Kurt. Niche. He says, Jim says niche. Niche. You got to put that on there with apostrophe. Niche. Yep. Oh.
Yep.
I should go down there and grab my RO. I sold him back while he's sleeping.
You got the 1,200 gallon?
No, he got the Deer Run.
I got you.
Yep. That's a sweet little RO, man.
For his niche maple?
Yep. He's laughing. So we got the comparisons. You got the vacuum pumps. We touched base on that. Any other new news, Nate, coming down the pipe? Anything going into the new year? We will probably do a video of me going down and picking it up. I'll try to drag Don along with me.
Yeah.
And we'll probably do a syrup
drop off.
Yep.
I got 3 drums of yours to go back.
Yep. I'll fill them all. Bring them back.
Heck yeah.
Walnut
syrup.
Dude, somebody
Walnut's
said
worth $300 a gallon, dude.
Somebody said $4.75 the other day on Facebook.
Yeah, black walnut's worth a lot.
Yeah, that scares me. There's a reason.
Yeah, because no one makes it.
Well, it's not even that.
Demand exceeds supply.
There's got to be
a fella making some sort of whiskey out of it.
There's more to it.
Like, and it's hard. Like, it's harder than maple. That's a good reason too.
It has to. There's got to be less. Yeah. There's got to be less sap that comes out of the tree. There's got to we're gonna dive into this. Is what we're gonna do.
It's like 80 to 90 gallons making.
And you can't RO it. That I do know because of the pectin. And I think the pectin also leads to not being able to filter it worth a crap either.
Really? I didn't know you could RO it.
Yes, you cannot RO it.
Huh. No kidding.
It does take a lot. 1.2. Okay. That's about what my maples get, so no difference for me.
Except no RO.
Oh, shoot.
No RO.
Yep. That's crazy.
Good times, dude.
Yeah, definitely.
I'm calling it for me.
Checking out. That's good.
A solid hour.
Yeah.
14 minutes of around, a solid hour.
Perfect.
All right, dude. We'll catch you.
Yep. See you guys.